brain theory.
Most people miss these signs, not because they're blind, but because they hope. These are 5 psychological red flags most people miss, and one truth you'll wish you learned sooner. Number 1. Over-apologizing, but never changing. Watch closely when someone apologizes. Not once, not twice, but over and over for the same thing. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I didn't mean it like that. I'll do better next time. Next time comes, nothing changes. The words flow like honey. Sweet, soothing, convincing. But no action follows, no growth, just repetition. Here's the red flag. Consistent apologies without consistent change aren't remorse. They're manipulation dressed as accountability. It's emotional camouflage. You stay because it seems like they care. They're saying all the right things. They sound vulnerable, human, regretful. But real remorse transforms, it doesn't recycle. Ask yourself, are you healing, or are you just being put back on pause? Because when someone learns they can hurt you and still keep you by just saying sorry, you stop being a person and become a pattern they know too well. Number 2. Chronic vagueness. The fog of evasion. Have you ever asked someone a direct question and gotten amazing return? You try to find the truth, but they spin words like silk, wrapping you in confusion. You ask, where were you? They answer, out. Just dealing with stuff. You ask, what's wrong? They reply, it's complicated. You wouldn't understand. Here's the second red flag. Chronic vagueness. It's not forgetfulness. It's not shyness. It's evasion. Because clarity holds people accountable. But fog protects the ones who benefit from your doubt. Vagueness keeps you questioning yourself, like maybe you're asking too much, expecting too much, prying too deep. But the truth is simpler. Someone who wants to include you will make you feel included. Someone who respects you will answer you, maybe not perfectly, maybe not completely, but honestly. If you feel like you're always deciphering their words like a puzzle, it's not communication, it's a power play. And power is exactly what they're trying to keep. Number 3. Humor that hurts. The just joking mask. You're at dinner. Someone makes a comment about your weight, your job, your insecurities. You freeze. They smirk. I'm just joking, they say. Lighten up. But it stings, doesn't it? That's the third red flag. Passive-aggressive humor. It's not a joke if you're the only one who isn't laughing. This is the weapon of the emotionally immature. They package cruelty and laughter so they can deny its sharpness. It's gaslighting in real time. They mock, you flinch, and then you get accused of being too sensitive. And if you try to set a boundary, you're labeled as uptight, cold, no fun. But ask yourself, why is their fun always at your expense? Humor should connect, not cut. When someone constantly teases you in a way that makes you smaller, what they're really doing is reminding you of your place. And when you start accepting that place, you begin to disappear. Number 4. Inconsistent warmth. The emotional thermostat. One day they're warm, open, affectionate, almost magnetic. The next, cold, distant, indifferent. You rack your brain trying to figure out what changed, what you did wrong, how to fix it. Welcome to the 4th red flag, emotional inconsistency. This isn't moodiness, it's unpredictability used as control. It trains you, like a slot machine. You never know when the reward is coming. So you keep pulling the lever, hoping, waiting, working harder for less. That dopamine hit of their approval becomes addictive, and you start mistaking relief for love. They're not showing affection because they care. They're giving you just enough to keep you invested, and just little enough to keep you chasing. This kind of inconsistency erodes your self-worth. You stop asking, do they love me? And start asking, what did I do wrong? But the better question is, why am I accepting a relationship that feels like a test I never signed up to take? Because the answer, it says more about your wounds than their warmth. And healing begins when you stop playing the game entirely. Number 5. Hyper-independence. The lone wolf lie. This one hides behind pride, behind strength, behind the illusion of invincibility. It's the person who never needs help, never asks for support, never lets anyone in. And maybe it's you. Hyper-independence is the 5th red flag, and it often goes unnoticed because it's praised. You're so strong, you always figure it out on your own, you don't need anyone. But here's the paradox. What looks like strength is often trauma in disguise. Somewhere along the way, you learn that needing others led to disappointment. That vulnerability was a liability. That being let down hurt more than being alone. So you built walls and called them boundaries. You created distance and called it independence. But connection requires risk. Trust requires openness, and real intimacy, it's messy. It's raw. It's human. You can't heal in isolation. You can survive, sure. But thriving requires being seen. And that takes more courage than solitude ever will. Number 6, emotional invalidation, the silent erosion. Here's the one that cuts deepest but hides the best. You express your pain. You open up. You say, "This hurt me." And they say, "You're overreacting. You're too emotional." That's not what happened. Not loud, not aggressive, just dismissive. That's the 6th psychological red flag, emotional invalidation. It's when your reality is slowly rewritten by someone else's comfort. When your feelings are inconvenient to them, so they're denied, minimized, or ignored. And it's not always cruel. Sometimes it sounds gentle. "Don't be so sensitive. I'm just trying to help." You take things too personally. But over time, you stop trusting your own perceptions. You start gaslighting yourself for them. Was I too sensitive? Maybe I did imagine it. I guess I'm the problem. No, you're not. Your emotions are messengers. They aren't always right, but they're always real. And anyone who demands you silence them for the sake of peace isn't offering peace. They're offering suppression. True connection doesn't require erasing yourself to stay in it. Remember this, someone who values you will make space for your pain, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's inconvenient. And if your feelings only matter when they align with theirs, then your presence is being tolerated, not cherished. So here we are, 6 red flags. Subtle, patient. They don't hit you all at once. They chip away, slowly, surgically, at your clarity, your confidence, your sense of what's normal. But here's the paradox. You don't see red flags with your eyes. You feel them. Not in logic, but in your nervous system, in the tension in your chest, in the silence after a conversation where something just didn't feel right. And for too long, you've been trained to ignore that inner signal, to call it drama or weakness or trauma. But what if it's wisdom? What if that knot in your gut is your soul pulling the fire alarm? You were never overreacting. You were overhearing the truth too early. Because protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's sacred. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks. Locks you have the right to use, not because you don't trust others, but because you've learned to trust yourself. Let this be a reminder. You don't need permission to walk away from people who make you question your worth. You don't need to explain your discomfort to someone who caused it. And you don't owe loyalty to someone who only gives you love when it's convenient for them. The red flags you've been taught to excuse are often the very things your future self will thank you for escaping. So if you felt even one of these, lean in. Not with fear, but with awareness. Because awareness isn't paranoia. It's the beginning of freedom. And maybe, just maybe, the most dangerous red flag of all is the one you convince yourself to ignore. If this spoke to you, if it stirred something you've been trying to silence, leave a comment below with the words, "I'm learning to trust the quiet warnings." Let it be your declaration, your line in the sand, your beginning. Because you deserve peace that doesn't require you to bleed for it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next Brain Theory video.